This is the WWE NXT May 20th, 2025 full show results video. Ricky Saints gets out of his car and walks right into the building and makes his entrance and joins the commentary team for our opening contest. Then we saw a match between Ashante the Adonis versus J-Yvonne Evans versus Shawn Legacy, and the result of this match was Shawn Legacy won the match when All Ego Ethan Page attacks Ricky Saints. Security breaks up the brawl, J-Yvonne dives on them, Ashante misses a splash and Legacy takes full advantage, and gets the pinfall on Ashante Adonis with a final cut. Post-match, Page and Saints resume their brawl. We see Ava Raine, Stevie Turner, and Robert Stone are backstage and Ava asks them to go get the brawl under control. Ava then meets with WWE LFG winners Jasper Troy and Tyra May Steele and says she's gonna set up their debut matches over the next couple weeks, but Troy says he's gonna make an impact tonight. Back from the commercial, we get a promo from Jordynne Grace comparing herself to Stephanie Vaquer. Lola Vice is backstage chatting with Stephanie Vaquer and they go their separate ways. Fatal Influence roll up on Lola and tell her she can suck up to the champ all she wants, but she's not getting a title shot. Vice says they're not really a team and they prove it by bickering about who's the leader, and JC Jane gets Fallon Henley a match against Vice later tonight. Trick Williams makes his way out from the back, cutting a promo on Joe Hendry, who he calls Average Joe. He proceeds into the arena and raps about how he's gonna beat Hendry at Battleground, hitting the Average Joe line hard, concluding with a Joe Hendry snap zoom turn smile and a "let's talk about it." Then we saw a match between Josh Briggs versus Shawn Spears, and the result of this match was Shawn Spears defeated Josh Briggs by pinfall with a small package. Post-match, Josh Briggs attacks Shawn Spears, but the Culling cuts him off and beats him down, but Hand and Tank makes the save. Backstage, Kalani Jordan goes face-to-face with Zarya and Sol Ruca, accusing Sol of trying to duck her. Zarya says she beat her 2 weeks ago and she's going to beat her again tonight. Back from the commercial, Thea Hale, I bandaged, confronts Tatum Paxley backstage and she tells her not to take her anger out on her. Paxley says she doesn't know what it's like to lose everyone. Hale says that's where she's wrong, and Jada Parker attacks Thea and lays her out. Jada says in a real way she feels sorry for Tatum, and Paxley asks if she means it, so of course Parker scoffs and calls her stupid. The next match happened between Chase U versus OTM, and the result of this match was OTM defeated Chase U by pinfall with an assisted spinebuster on Uriah Connors. Back from the commercial, Myles Bourne makes his entrance, followed by Oba Femi. Femi says he can't decide if Bourne is stupid or brave or both, but he's certain that's why he's made it as far as he has, and look at him now, #1 contender to the NXT Championship. Oba says it's not just a fight for the title, but a fight for everyone Myles is trying to inspire, and he finds that admirable but also very, very misleading. He knows in his heart that Bourne is a good person, but life isn't a Disney movie, and he's not getting a happy ending, riding off into the sunset with his title. Bourne got his dream winning the Battle Royal and beating Ethan Page, but at Battleground, his dream will destroy when he faces the ruler, the bringer of war, who will treat him just like everyone else in his list of victims. Bourne says everyone he's ever run into has underestimated him, but he's proved them wrong, and at Battleground it'll be the toughest match of his career, but he's been surviving battles ever since he's been born. This isn't a Disney movie, Femi is right, but every ruler falls, and he might be hard of hearing, but at Battleground, everyone will hear the 1 2 3, loud and clear. Jasper Troy attacks Oba Femi and leaves him laying with a Bossman slam and runs away when Myles rushes back to the ring to make the save. Bourne offers a hand to help Oba up, but the ruler swats it away and Myles goes to leave, but the NXT Championship catches his eye and he picks it up, considering it for a moment before handing it back to Oba. Ava Raine yells at Ricky Saints and Ethan Page backstage, trying to find a way to get them to calm down. Ricky says he's gonna destroy Ethan, Page says he's not giving him a match, Ava yells again and Saints offers a title match and that changes All Ego's tune. Ava says Shawn Legacy has a claim to the title, but since they've both pissed her off, she's gonna make the match between Page and Saints and put the title on the line, because she makes the decisions, and then she orders them out of her office. Back from the commercial, we get a Tony D'Angelo promo where he, understandably upset, lays out Channing Stacks Lorenzo's betrayal and his point of view in all this. The next match happened between Fallon Henley versus Lola Vice, and the result of this match was Lola Vice defeated Fallon Henley by pinfall with a backfist. Stephanie Vaquer has a sit-down interview where she talks about the sacrifices inherent in being La Primera and her travels internationally. The next match happened between Kalani Jordan versus Zarya, and the result of this match was Kalani Jordan won the match when Zarya shoulder blocks Sol through the ropes by accident and Jordan snaps off a cover, and gets the pinfall with a bridging folding press, earning herself a shot at the NXT North American Championship. Post-match, Zarya cradles Sol on the floor in a lovely tender embrace. Back from the commercial, Hendry is in the ring ready to perform. Hendry says this isn't the first musical performance of the night, but we should all be nice because it was Trick Williams' first time rapping. He dedicates his song to Trick and begins playing guitar for a few bars before singing about how you're gonna hear his music at the end of Battleground, takes shots at how long Trick has held the NXT championship, and calls him the world champion of producing tears. The song is interrupted by footage from the good old days when Trick was a crappy sidekick to Carmelo Hayes, crudely edited to make it look like Williams was running from Hendry. His response to Average Joe is to suggest that when Trick said whoop the Trick, everybody else said Melo's bitch. Then comes Trick Williams and says Joe is out of his mind pulling up old footage of the past because nobody lives in the past anymore, and he lays Hendry out with a kick. Lining it up, and Trick shot countered with the El Cabon, and Hendry spikes him with the standing ovation. Joe picks up the title and sings another bar about how at the end of the day, he's the champion of TNA and the show goes off the air. How much you would rate this week's NXT show? Tell me in the comments section. Do not forget to subscribe the channel, and thanks for watching.